Now have the DJI Osmo Action 4 that's arrived. This is the standard combo. And we have included is the camera. Comes in a small plastic bag, it's quite weighty. Screen on the back, a small screen on the front, cover on the lens. Nice and compact for size reference, I guess that's my hand. Also in the box, an accessory box. I'm not sure what you get with the Essential bundle, but I do believe that the standard combo comes with a frame and some extra accessories and attachments. We have here, looks like USB-C cable, along with a pin or a bolt for one of the mounts. That reminds me of an old GoPro bolt. It's all quite tightly bundled together. Oops. I'm not sure what that is. Battery. Now don't quote me on this. In fact, I will check because I think it's about a 1400. They call it an extreme battery. I do not know why. I can't see the MAH on it. It's like incredibly tiny print. But I'll check and I'll put it in the video. But I think it's a 1400 MAH. I didn't opt for the Adventure bundle because I'm going to be taking several power banks. One of them is an Anker power bank, which is a 24,000 mAh and 65 watts. So I should have plenty of juice to recharge this battery and then the mics. So you have the frame here. Also bundled inside the frame, it looks like a curved sticky mount for a helmet or similar. A magnetic mount. I think these are GoPro mount compatible. I will check. And that's it. So I'm going to put the frame on here, get this powered up and take the cap off, and we will see what it looks like. One of the reasons I opted for the Osmo is because it has compatibility with the microphone. And also, I like the idea, I think maybe a lot of action cameras have this nowadays, but it's got a quick stop-start feature. So it can be on standby and powered down, but you can just press the top button and let go, and it will automatically power up and start recording. Press it again, it will stop recording and power down. So that sounds really good, because on my old GoPro, and I must admit it was ancient, it was really annoying having to try and press the small buttons on the front to record or stop or go into the app. And that was quite painful. So I'm hoping that this one should make it easier to record small clips rather than just having to stop the bike, start the camera, record a long amount of footage, stop the bike, start the bike, and keep doing that. So the frame has a hinge section, it looks like, there. And then once you've hinged it up, it would appear the camera slips into the frame, and that hinge mechanism clips down onto it, so it is secure in the frame. The mounting itself is magnetic, I understand. It has two sort of clips there, and I believe a magnet in the middle. And there's some clips at the bottom. I don't know if you can see those, but they're hinged. So let me show you actually. The magnet is pretty strong. But these look like some spring-loaded clips here and there. So you get those, the magnet attaches to it, get the spring-loaded clips, press them, and it clicks and latches into the camera. And then that is hopefully going nowhere because it's got the spring-loaded mechanism and then the magnet holding it in place. Onto the mount. This to me does look almost identical to the old GoPro mounting system. I do have some GoPro mounts upstairs, so I will double check this and confirm, but it just presses into the teeth there. And then much like GoPro mounts have been forever, there's a screw in the pack there that you screw through and tighten up, and then it attaches. That is the only mount that you get. So one curved self-adhesive, it doesn't say 3M, hopefully it's good enough to hold it on a helmet. The battery pack is there, which I haven't inserted yet, need to do that. Doesn't come with a memory card. And this, I would therefore guess, is the lens cap to protect it. Looks like there is a sliding door here that you press, slide, and it flips open, just like that. Because I'm a typical man and I never read instructions, battery, line up the pins with the bottom section there, and it just slots straight in. It looks as though the slot for the memory card, which you need to go and get in a minute, is just beside the battery there. So close, slot, and then put it in the frame, and we should be ready to go. And there we go. This is the 4K 30 frames per second on the Osmo Action 4. I guess to do a fair comparison, I don't have a stand for it at the moment, but let's put it there. And you can see that's on 4K ultra wide at the moment. I've got the camera connected to the phone at the moment. Now, I don't know if it's sharing the microphone audio from here that's already plugged into my phone, or you can plug this hub directly into there. So I do need to check that. But at the moment, if this is working, then I'm previewing on the Mimo app, or Mimo, I've got to get that right, with the microphone hub installed and the microphone being used, and this is paired to that. So it's a bit of a faff, but I'm going to try and simplify that by just connecting the microphone straight to that, bypass the app and do the quick record. Hopefully this gives a direct comparison between the iPhone video and the Osmo Action 4. My iPhone that I was just recording on, which is a 14 Pro Max, was also recording at 4K at 30 FPS. In almost the same position. You can see now that the camera has a way wider field of view than the iPhone. Bear in mind you can zoom out with the iPhone, but then it doesn't use the primary lens and then quality tends to suffer. There is another setting on the camera at the moment, so we can slightly increase that FOV. However, that does, I understand, drain the battery a lot quicker as well. Unfortunately, it didn't pick up the audio from the iPhone, even though it asked for authorization to use the microphone, so that doesn't appear to work. The controller, unfortunately, in here, the RX does not actually fit into the camera because there's a small door on the side of the camera. So you've got the battery door on one side, which is the larger one that slides down. There's a tiny one on the other side, which is the USB-C connection, which I guess acts as the charging point and for accessories. You cannot plug this directly in because it simply won't fit. The unit gets in the way of the door when it's flipped up. So there's no way of plugging the RX into that. It might be that you can use a USB-C extension lead on the controller to get two microphones into there, but I'm not sure. You do have the option of pairing a wireless microphone. So this is now Bluetooth audio. If you try to do Bluetooth audio from here to the iPhone, it's absolutely dreadful. Good quality audio on the iPhone is by using the local receiver. This is the Action 4. See how it reacts to getting some close-ups. And also some of the stabilisation just walking. Of course, when I get back out there on the bike and get it mounted to my helmet, we'll be doing some testing shortly. So there we go guys, that is the DJI Osmo Action 4. An initial unboxing and a bit of a preview of what it looks like. You can do a direct comparison between an iPhone 14 Pro Max, 4K 30 FPS, and the camera set to the same, and we'll see what. I haven't seen this yet myself, so I'm only going to see this when I start editing it, and then when I go to put it up on YouTube. So we're getting there. We've got an audio setup, I've got a video setup, just need to figure out the mounting system and to be able to get some footage out and about on the bike. A bit disappointed because we were supposed to be doing DJI this weekend, back a week. If you'd like to follow my journey on YouTube as it progresses from the beginning and trying to get all this stuff figured out, and then a couple of things I'm going to be doing like a winter project and stuff like that, please do consider dropping a comment and liking and subscribing, and I will see you in the next one.